working in the spirit of the Golden Empire. This is 17 News at noon.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for 17 News at noon. I'm Nicole Kitsky. Well, we begin with an update on the latest of the coronavirus. The first coronavirus-related death in California has been confirmed in Northern California. Health officials say the elderly man was likely exposed to the virus while he traveled on a cruise ship from San Francisco to Mexico. Concerns continue in Kern County. Kern County Public Health Service has confirmed 4 people in the county are being tested for the virus. The department made the announcement as part of a video briefing on their website. This after they announced Monday there were 2 people being tested. Public Information Officer with KCPH Michelle Corson said out of the 14 travelers the department initially kept in isolation, only 3 are being monitored. There are still no confirmed cases of the coronavirus in Kern County. As of yesterday, Corson says there were 108 cases of the coronavirus in the U.S., including 6 deaths. And today, the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health announces that it is declaring a local emergency after the county sees 6 new cases of the coronavirus in just the past 2 days. According to the department, all 6 cases are linked to an assumed known exposure source. All of the patients either had a travel history to an area with an outbreak, were exposed to travelers from an area with an outbreak, or had close contact with a confirmed case. Besides personal preparation, the Public Health Department asked the public to ready their home with the supplies they would need in a natural disaster situation. The department also says plans should also be made for how to handle the possibility of school, business, or work closures. The public should be on guard for scam artists attempting to make a profit on the situation by selling unproven products. Now to look at your election headquarters. Super Tuesday voters have spoken, and they seem to have left 2 frontrunners to battle it out for the nomination. NBC's Susan McGinnis has all the details.
It's a comeback considered unimaginable just days ago.
They don't call Super Tuesday for nothing.
Former Vice President Joe Biden finishing Super Tuesday primaries with the most delegates. Voters turning out in force, withstanding long lines, handing Biden key wins, including Texas, helped by African American and older voters, and a little from his wife, with a quick maneuver to block a protester from storming the stage on Tuesday. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders gives up the lead, but wins with younger and Latino voters.
I am excited about where we are. We have come a long, long way.
Former Mayor Mike Bloomberg endorsing Biden and pulling out of the race Wednesday morning. His $500 million in ad spending netting him a win only in American Samoa. Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren forced to take a close look at her path forward after finishing a disappointing 3rd in her home state of Massachusetts.
I was not born a politician, but I was born a fighter.
But the night belonged to dual winners, now setting their sights on the ultimate prize.
This campaign that will send Donald Trump packing. This campaign is taking off. Join us.
We're going to beat Trump because this will become a contrast in ideas.
Each man declaring himself the one to beat President Trump.
Exit polls show about a quarter of voters decided late in the days leading up to Super Tuesday, and that block largely went for Biden. In Washington, Susan McGinnis, NBC News.
Well, 17 News is your local election headquarters. 3 supervisor races were on the ballot yesterday. We begin with the 1st District with incumbent Mick Gleason retiring next January. The Board of Supervisors will have a new member. Well, here are the results. Philip Peters leads with 54% of the votes over his counterparts, Darius Stevens and David Fluhart. While still unofficial, if elected, the former high school district board member and local business owner has vowed to work closely with the oil and ag industries. We caught up with Peters last night at his watch party in Northeast Bakersfield.
I've been learning the issues, building those relationships. I think it's going to be a pretty seamless transition. We're just going to keep doing what we're doing and trying to serve District 1 as soon as I get in there. I think it's going to be a pretty smooth transition.
Peters says though he lives in Bakersfield, he plans to make regular trips to Ridgecrest and some of the other outer areas of the district. Now to results for the 4th District Supervisor race. This was a heated battle for the seat. Incumbent David Couch is currently in the lead over challenger Emilio Herrera, 56% to Herrera's 43%.
I've gotten to know some really awesome people, some great people up and down the district, and I'm just grateful to have gotten to know them and grateful for their support tonight.
But Herrera came on 17 News at sunrise this morning and says with provisional and mail-in ballots left to count, he's still holding out on hope.
We feel really good. We're optimistic. You know, there's a lot of ballots out there. We're 1,200 votes behind. We're trending in the right direction, so we're pretty optimistic.
In the 5th District supervisorial race, incumbent Leticia Perez has 57% of the vote, surging past her 4 challengers. She has been serving the Board of Supervisors since 2013 and looks like she will continue to serve.
We'll continue the focus that we're doing on the homeless low barrier shelter rollout at the end of this month. Our MLK Community Initiative is getting attention from all over the state and country. And of course, we have our oil and gas challenges, of which I'm at the forefront. So we have never stopped working, but now we'll be able to devote all of our time.
And Bakersfield incumbent Mayor Karen Go won her race in a landslide. She ends with 83% of the vote. Gregory Tatum and Joseph Corporelli round out the top 3 with 10% and 5%. Respectively. Well, write-in candidates Mark Hudson and Joey Harrington got 0%.
I'm going to continue the hard work, and we have such great opportunities in Bakersfield. We also have our challenges and continuing to work on homelessness. But this time, I'm going to focus even more on mental health, substance abuse.
We'll check out more election results in just a bit, but you can find everything you need to know on local, state, and national races on our website, KGET.com. Now for a quick look at weather, let's check in with Kevin Charette. Kevin.
Things are looking pretty good out there, nice and clear right now as we take a look, and we've got a little problem with our camera. We've got clear skies and nothing really to show you on the satellite and radar. 73 degrees at this time and a calm wind out there, so we are starting to warm up. As we take a look at the highs for today, we should reach right near 80 before we slip back into the 60s by this evening. By midnight, we're right near 58. And then for the mountains, Tehachapi, you're at 66 right now, an east-southeast wind at 10. And as we take a look at the day for you, we're going to be rising into the upper 60s and then back into the 40s as we go throughout tonight. I'll have much more in your forecast. That's coming up in just a little bit. Back over to you.
Thank you, Kevin, for that. Well, a look around the nation, at least 24 people were killed and many more are still missing after a string of twisters hit near Nashville early Tuesday morning. The deadly storm destroyed dozens of buildings and knocked out power to more than 50,000 homes. Jay Gray reports.
Hey there, search and recovery teams have been working around the clock since the storms, and work continues on the ground in devastated communities like this one to try and piece together what was left behind by a string of tornadoes that ripped through Middle Tennessee, taking at least 24 lives.
Our prayers are greatly needed for families out there who are dealing with a sudden tragic event.
The loss here, the devastation is really overwhelming. So is the task of trying to work through what these storms left behind. Look, we've seen neighbors helping neighbors since the storms hit. You've got crews moving in, trying to do what they can. The determination, the strength here is something so many are leaning on as they begin now what is going to be a long and difficult recovery here. That's the latest from Nashville. I'm Jay Gray. Back to you now.
A dramatic video out of New Jersey as 2 state troopers pull a man out of a burning tractor trailer just seconds before it exploded. It happened Monday in Bridgewater Township in Somerset County. This body camera video shows the frantic moments before the driver was pulled from his burning rig. Trooper Robert Trellington was at a nearby traffic stop when he saw the semi run off the road and strike a guardrail. He rushed to the scene and was joined by Lieutenant Edward Ryer, who was driving by and saw the accident. Both men pulled the driver of the truck to safety before it exploded. The driver only suffered minor injuries. The cause of the crash is under investigation. Well, still ahead on 17 News at noon, as the coronavirus continues to spread internationally, a state of emergency has been issued right here in California. Plus, the drastic measures some countries are taking in order to stop the spread of the notorious virus. Your 17 Health Watch is after the break. Welcome back. In your 17 Health Watch, desperate times call for desperate measures. As the coronavirus spreads from country to country, millions are under lockdown. Sporting events, concerts, and festivals canceled. In South Korea, where more than 5,300 people are infected, health workers are disinfecting train cars. The country has the worst coronavirus outbreak outside mainland China. South Korean legislators are preparing to allocate more than $9 billion to lessen the virus's economic blow. Coronavirus cases are increasing in South Korea, with the government taking measures to counteract the economic fallout. The rate of new cases continues to fall in China, but concern is rising in Italy and Iran over the impact of the outbreak. NBC's Kelly Kobila reports from Seoul.
Several countries around the world continue to struggle to contain this virus, South Korea being one of them. They reported another 500 plus new cases yet again today. 32 people in this country have now died from the virus. 41 have fully recovered, according to those official government figures. Today, some good news from the U.S. military, a commander posting an update on Facebook about that U.S. soldier and his wife who both contracted coronavirus. He said both are doing very, very well. Here in South Korea, the government is asking for huge amounts of money, $9.8 billion, to continue fighting the virus, also to counteract some of the economic fallout. In Italy, 27 deaths reported just in 24 hours, and authorities there now believe that they may have a new cluster of cases in a new town, Bergamo, northeast of Milan. They're now considering whether it's appropriate to put that town under quarantine, create yet another red zone. In Iran, 77 deaths total, according to official numbers from the government there. They've released some 54,000 prisoners from the prison system, hoping to contain the virus, stop it from spreading within the prison system there. And the WHO head has said that he believes the mortality rate from this virus, going on the cases that they have now, is higher than originally thought. It may be around 3.4%. The elderly, the older patients, much more at risk than anyone else. He also said that that number could change yet again as we continue to see more reports from through.
And we are going to get a chance this weekend. We see a little bit of moisture try to brush the Kern County area. I don't think it'll be much. And then we track this area of low pressure. It looks like it's going to be more easterly. That's going to wrap around some deep moisture into Southern California. And it looks like Kern County is under the gun to see some of that moisture push on in. And we've been watching the rain amounts, and it looks like we could be right around 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little bit more. But today, sunny skies. Our first storm begin just brushing the area, and that stronger storm, all depending on its track, will depend on how much rain we're able to pick up. Here's a look at our air quality for today. Going to be moderate with an AQI at 53, and today calling for sunny skies and 82 in Bakersfield, 81 in Delano, 79 in Taft. For the mountains in the Kern River Valley, sunny skies, 68 in Frazier Park and Tehachapi, mid-70s for the Kern River Valley, 76 for Lake Isabella, Weldon, 73 in the desert, looking just as nice today. Ridgecrest, a high of 77. Here's your extended forecast, and you can see the 80s hang on through Friday, and then for the weekend some clouds, and temperatures will be back into the 60s, and then there's that chance of rain Monday late into Tuesday, possibly even into Wednesday. And then for the mountains, we'll keep you in the 60s the next few days, and then cooling you down for the weekend, and then a chance those showers come on in late Monday into Tuesday. And into the Kern River Valley. Also, mid-70s through Friday, and then we'll cool things down for the weekend, increasing clouds, and that chance of rain comes in late Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So a little bit of a change headed our way early next week, which will be much needed because we're lacking the rain.
Yes, we are. Well, we'll look forward to hopefully some wet weather soon.
Some wet weather, yes.
Well, still to come on 17 News at noon. It looks like BMW is stepping its game and looks up why the luxury car may decide to switch up its classic brand. Your 17 Business Watch is right after the break.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Back now in your 17 Business Watch checking stocks. The Dow sits right now at 813 a share. Also, the NASDAQ is sitting at 228 a share, and the S&P is at the S&P 500 is sitting at 87. Well, now over to oil prices. Oh, no oil prices. Well, Amazon is skipping south of Southwest because of the coronavirus. The move follows Facebook and Twitter's decision to back out of the annual gathering in Austin, Texas. South by Southwest is scheduled to take place from March 13th to March 22nd and features music, technology, and entertainment. So far, 11 cases of the novel coronavirus have been confirmed in Texas, where SXSW takes place every year. Amazon is citing health concerns as the reason for its cancellation. And Amazon is making big promises to Prime members. It's speeding up same-day delivery programs in select cities. Prime members can now get faster same-day free delivery in Philadelphia, Phoenix, Orlando, and Dallas on up to 3 million items. Those items are marked today by with the overnight by 8 a.m. option. Orders can be put in as late as midnight for delivery by the next morning between 4:30 and 8. Amazon is storing needed today items in new facilities that are closer to customers, which the company says helps them lower carbon emissions. And BMW revealed a redesigned corporate logo in its first refresh in more than 20 years. Here's the old one on the left compared to the new one on the right. The new logo ditches the black ring for a transparent circle, and the rest of it, including the typeface, has a flatter and more modern look, while the blue and white emblem inside the ring remains. It will be used in BMW's communications, including its social media and website. A spokesperson said there are no plans for the new logo to appear on production vehicles, even though BMD put it on the hood of its concept i4 vehicle. BMW's previous logo debuted in 1997. The German automaker has had 6 logos in its 103-year-old history.
Sessions travel companies hope will keep Americans on the move in the wake of an outbreak. Liz McLaughlin, NBC News.
Well, today after Election Day and results are continuing to update. We'll have a look at what measures passed and who won respective districts. Stay with us. Yep. Oh, you know what? I didn't save it. That's why.
Primary 2020. From your local election headquarters, 17 News.
17 News is your local election headquarters. 2 measures to legalize medical marijuana failed in Kern County last night. Measure G would have allowed pot shops established before 2018 to reopen. 60% voted no. Measure E did not fare any better. 58% voted no. And here's a look at Measure A for the Wasco Union High School District. It would authorize $38 million in bonds for a new gym and upgrades to the existing one. It needs 55% to pass, but right now it is going down to defeat. And a similar result for Measure C, a $16 million bond measure for the Wasco Union School District. Well, a different outcome so far for McFarland's Measure B. Right now, it's passed. It's a $30 million bond for the McFarland Unified School District to pay for badly needed renovations on campuses. Prop 13 is on track to fail within California's overwhelmingly voting against it. These are the numbers for the state. The prop would have allocated $15 billion for schools across the state. There was some confusion that this Prop 13 would impact the existing Prop 13, which affects property taxes. And Bakersfield Congressman Kevin McCarthy won the majority of the votes on Super Tuesday against Democratic challenger Kim McGahn. Here's a look at the final results. McCarthy earned about 71% of the votes. McGahn earned 28% of the votes. The two will now go up against each other in the general election in November. Well, taking a look at the 21st District, David Valdoa wins in the primary election. Here's a look at how people voted district-wide. And also, here's a look at the final numbers in Kern. Cox earned about 43% of the votes. David Valdoa got another 40% of those votes. And the 21st District representatives, parts of Kern, Fresno, Kings, and the Tulare counties, Villadera and Cox will face off in November. When we return here on 17 News at noon, when sweets become the latest fashion trend just in time for Easter 2, the new shoes Crocs came out with when we come back.
All right, finally at noon, if you're looking for something other than candy and toys for your Easter basket this year, we have a suggestion.
Well, pastel clogs with plastic chicks, that's the new fashion trend. Crocs and marshmallow candy maker Peeps teamed up to launch the line of footwear. You can get them online now for $49.99. They're available in Peeps signature blue, yellow, or pink, and the Peeps shaped charms can be attached to the top of the shoe. Some sizes are already out of stock, but they should be in stores starting next week.
You can't eat them. They're not edible, but they look like a peep.
I would love to rock them.
And you're a fan of Crocs.
I love Crocs.
So we'll get you a pair of those.
Exactly. Well, thank you for tuning in to 17 News at noon. We'll see you back here at 17 News at 5.
17 News, your local news leader, continues 24 hours a day on KGET.com and our 17 News app in the spirit of the Golden Empire. 17 News,